recording is on.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Mind Body Blend. This month we're chatting about anatomy of the core. 2 weeks ago we covered the back body, the spinal extensors. Last week we did mostly rotation. So we covered obliques, both internal and external, anterior and posterior obliques. Today we're going to focus on that deepest internal layer of abdominal muscle, which is known as the transverse abdominis. And that muscle, or that large kind of sheath that wraps around our body, is really responsible for bracing our core and for kind of holding in our internal organs. So the muscle fibers on that run wrapping around our body. It comes in the front as well as in the back. It's that really deep layer. So what I want you to do is just place your fingertips right on your abdominal region. I want you to think about what I just term as bracing your abs. So this isn't like sucking in your gut, as my dad used to always say, suck in your gut, Lisa. It's not this like pulling in and really hollowing this out. It's a tightening, and you almost don't even really see it happening. But if you palpate deep into those muscle fibers, you will feel it. And if it's hard for you to find that feeling of bracing, kind of an analogy that I use is, imagine someone were to come up to you and give you a little punch really hard in the belly. What would you do to protect yourself? You would tighten those muscles, just brace them. And that's that internal layer of abdominal tissue, the transverse abdominis, working. So with a lot of what we're going to do today, we will fire the transverse abdominis, both in standing to keep our posture in good alignment. And then once we get onto our back for our core work, we'll really fine tune that area. So what I have today is a little bit of Tai Chi to start to warm up. We're going to bring the movement into barre, and I have 3 different sizes of weights today. I've actually grabbed my lightest pair, so you might need a really light pair for some of the work, and then medium and up to heavy if you have that at home. And then I also have a hand towel, which I'm going to use down when we get down onto the mat to help us to brace our neck on some of the movements. That might be more comfortable for you than just having hands behind your head for some of the core work. So let's start warming up with a little bit of Tai Chi. Come onto your mat into wide Wu Chi position. So we come with the toes nicely turned out. And then for just a moment, bring your hands to that belly region. And we're going to focus on several quick exhalations with that tightening of the transverse abdominis. So what I want you to do is take a nice big deep breath in, and then exhale. So each time you're exhaling, your abdominals are bracing. And not much else is moving. Let's do 8 more of these breaths. Quick exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5. Last one, then relax. So that's kind of a hard breath to get. When I first learned it, it was really difficult for me to control that breath. So it's something to really practice on and work on your own to help you activate that transverse abdominis. All right, let's inhale at the arms. Rise up. Exhale, soften the knees and sink. So our Tai Chi warm-up is a lot about the mind connecting. I just want you to remove any outside distractions and focus on your body and this slow, graceful movement. And you're checking in, just noticing how the knees and the hips, the ankles, the shoulders, the spine are all feeling this morning. Let's take one more breath, letting the palms float up and sink down. Now this is a movement sometimes known in Tai Chi as the single whip. Now if you take your right arm, sweep it out, and as it comes up, you're going to make a little hook. So I have my fingers lightly touching the thumb and the index and the middle finger, and I'm making a little hook, so I'm flexing at the wrist. So let that arm come back down. Sweep the left arm up, create that single whip, make a little hook. I have a soft bend in my elbows, and lower down. We'll practice that one more on each side. Sweep up, single whip, and lower down. Sweep up, single whip, and lower down. Let's take the breath, rise up out of the legs. Exhale, right hand goes single whip and lowers down. Take the breath, sweep up and exhale. Left arm, single whip and lower. So what we're just doing here is shoulder raises. The arms are coming forward, then one arm going out to the side. You've got a little flexion in your wrist. You have that wonderful mind, body, breath connection. And you're just learning this sequence of movements slowly with fluid concentration. Now we'll breathe in, float the arms up. Breathe out. Right arm does a single whip as you shift your weight into that leg. Left arm sweeps across as you shift the weight into the other leg, and then lower the arms down. Inhale. Exhale. Left arm single whip as you shift your body weight to that side. Sweep across and lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Right arm, single whip. Left arm. And lower. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left arm, single whip. Bend that same knee. Reach across. And down. Right arm whip. Now this time as this arm comes across, block. So pull your fingers up and press into the palm of your hand, the heel of your hand, and lower down. Left arm, single whip. Bring that arm across and block. So we're pushing against an imaginary resistance with the block. Now just bring this series of movements in at your own pace. Single whip, block. We'll do 2 more each direction. One more each side. Right hand single whip. Left arm block, push. Last time, left arm single whip. And block. Last breath, let those palms float up. And just relax the arms down. Now stand with tall posture, roll your shoulders, squeeze them back behind you. Feel that abdominal bracing, the transverse abdominis. And we'll come down into the legs, down and hold, halfway up. Down and hold, halfway up. Down, up, down, up, down. So the rhythm is down, 2, 3, up. Down, 2, 3, up. Hold, 2, 3, up. So on this hold, I want you to activate the transverse abdominis and exhale. Bracing the core. 8 more. Down and hold. Up, 7. Up, 6. Exhale, 5. Brace, 4. Up, 3. Up, 2. Up, 1. Continual pulses. Exhale, exhale. So we practice this. Each time you exhale, brace your transverse abdominis. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up out of the legs. Good. All right. Let's grab our moderate weights. So I'm going to get my 5s. Whatever you have at home, we're going to start to activate our biceps. Come back out to that wide second plie position. Come down into your legs. Bring your arms forward. Do a small bicep curl. We'll go up and hold, down, up and hold. So I have my arms slightly in front of my body. So I have the shoulders working. Good. Tighten. And when you do that little bicep curl, activate the core. And go up and hold. Down, up and hold. Good. So there's continual work here. I'm not completely relaxing. Exhale, up and hold. And up and hold. 8 more. Each time you hold, that gives you the chance to find your transverse abdominis and activate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just pulse the biceps. 1, 2, 3. This is not a big movement. The sequencing and the style of ballet bar work sometimes is very small range of motion and pulsing with control. Let's get 10, 9, 8, 7. Maybe sink a little lower into the legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten those arms, come all the way down, press up out of the legs, and step into first position. Take a nice big shoulder roll up and back. Good posture. Bring the weights right to the chest. Step out right, close in, left, close in. So level 1, you're just going to take lateral steps. Level 2, drop down into a plie, close, plie, close. Good. Tight abs. Choosing to bend your knees as deep as you'd like. You can take it bigger steps out. Let's get 8 more. Drop, up, 7, up, 6. Find the transverse abdominis. 4, 3, 2. Now step out to the right, and as you close, drop the right arm and left arm. Step, drop, step, drop. So my participants that have shoulder issues, this is your option. Next option, press above the head, up, up, drop, up, drop. I'm going to give you the choice to do one of each movement. So right arm drops to the floor, left arm drops, right arm presses up, Left arm presses up. Good. Right arm drops. Left. Right arm up. Good. So if you'd like to stay with that sequencing, it gives you nice, well-balanced upper body work. But really listen to your body. Make sure this is the best for you. You've got 3 more of each movement. And out. 2 more of each movement. Looking good. 1 more of each. Drop. And drop. And press up. And press up. Stay right in the center first position. Release your arms down. Take a good shoulder roll. Up, back, and down. Now, if you need some help for balance, you might want to use your chair for this next sequence, or a wall, or just challenge your balance without using a chair. If you're going to use a chair, you'll be using 1 arm for the weight and 1 hand to help you balance. So just bend your elbows about 90 degrees. I'm in first position. Keep your weight onto your right leg. Pick up your left knee. Swivel it out and set it down. We're staying on that side. So if you're using the chair for balance, you have your right hand on the chair and then using your left knee. So this is a little half circle with the hip joint. And then when you feel ready, your arms will follow as they come up, rotate around. So I'm using my biceps and the rotator cuff to rotate the humerus, or that upper arm bone, into the shoulder joint. Now the leg, I'm getting a little work for the hip flexor and for the deep external rotator of the hip. Good. You can certainly leave out the arm movements. Or if you're using your chair for balance, you're actually just doing this arm. Let's do 4 more this side. 4. Great balance work. Find and brace the transverse abdominis. 2 more. 1 more. And relax. Back to first position. Take a nice shoulder roll. Bring the elbows to bend to 90 degrees. So without using the arms yet, find your balance. Bring your right knee up. Rotate it around and set it back down to the floor. If you're using your chair for balance, now you'll have your left hand on the chair or the wall and just the weight in your right hand. So I want you to really focus on not moving your pelvis here. You're using that transverse abdominis as well as other muscles to stabilize the pelvis. When you're ready, let's add the arms as you curl, open, and down. So you'll notice my arms aren't really coming away from the side of my body. So I'm not really lifting a big lift forward and around. I'm keeping my elbows pretty much tucked into my sides, doing a bicep curl, and then rotation of the humerus right into the shoulder socket. So it's rotation, not circumduction. Circumduction is a bigger circle of the arm there. Now see if you can stand a little taller here. Let's do 6 more repetitions. 5 more, slow and controlled. Notice your range of motion on this hip. 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Relax. Come to parallel with the feet. Again, set those shoulders back. Step your left foot back behind you into a warrior one. So plant your heel. Bring that right arm forward, just below the level of your shoulder. And then we're going to alternate. So as the right one is coming down, the left one is coming up. They're passing each other right about in the middle. Slowly. Now my option for you today with balance. As your right arm is coming up, your left knee will pull up from the floor, and then you'll set it back to your warrior one. Right arm lifts, left knee lifts, so you're in opposition. Set it back. If you need your chair for balance, you're just working one arm, giving yourself a little bit of assistance using the chair or wall. Now, if it bothers your shoulders to lift straight arms, you can make these a bicep curl and keep your arms tucked in. Let's do 4 more. 3. Find the transverse abdominis. Tighten, tighten. 2. And 1. Release those arms down. Good. Roll the shoulders to set them. Back and down. Take your left foot forward. Right foot back, a slight turnout for your warrior one. Now the left arm starts first, forward, and then right arm you're switching. So there's constant movement in both arms. Good. Find a pace that works good for you. Remember, you can come into bicep curls and shorten the lever. Now, as the left arm comes up, the right knee picks up. You're in opposition and back. Up and back. Your standing leg, the left leg, is going to completely straighten up, but try not to lock the knee. The knee bends when you step back into the lunge. So you have some work in that front leg as you straighten and bend through flexion and extension of the knee and of the hip. 4 more. 3. Nice and steady. 2. 1. Lower that arm. Roll the shoulders to reset. Nice job. Ooh, relax. Okay, we're going to work on our calves. If you want, you can keep your hand weights, work on balance as you lift up and down onto the balls of the feet. If you'd rather have your chair for balance, set your weights down, bring your fingertips right to the chair, turn your toes out to first position, come up and hold, halfway down, up and hold, halfway down, up, 2, 3, drop, up, 2, 3, drop, up and hold, down, up and hold, down, up, 2, 3, drop, up, 2, 3, drop. Now really keep your pelvis neutral, shoulders back, up and hold. Now as you're holding, breathe out and tighten the transverse abdominis. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Now pulses up, up, and up, and up. So if you can, try not to touch all the way down to the floor after each rep. I'm keeping my heels slightly lifted. Squeeze your inner thighs and your gluteal muscles. Let's get 10 more lifts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those heels down. Bring your feet back to parallel and step your right foot back. Push your heel to the floor and stretch your calf. Really elongate that muscle. Then ever so slightly put a little bend in your back knee. Feel the change in the stretch. A little lower into your Achilles tendon. Step that back foot in. Step the left foot way back with a straight leg. Press your heel, stretch the calf. Then ever so slightly bend your back knee. That stretch feels great in the back of the ankle. And then close. Excellent. Okay, we're working shoulders out to the side, so you might need a lighter workload for weight. If it bothers your shoulders to lift them out to the side, you can do it without weight, or change the movement to lift the arms to the front. Back to our wide plie second. The arms come up and hold, down, up and hold, down, up and hold, down. Now if the legs get tired holding this plie position, just straighten the legs for a little bit. You can bend your elbows as much as you need to here, so you can be here. Or you can even make this an upright row. Up and hold. Up and hold. Good. 4. Down. 3. Down. 2. Down. 1. Tiny pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even doing this without any weight at all, you're going to feel it in your shoulders. Absolutely. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the arms down. Excellent. Press yourself up out of your legs. Step your feet back in a little bit, about hips distance apart. Sink down into a small chair pose and bring your elbows back behind you to work our triceps. So with that same rhythm we've been doing, we'll take it up and hold, partway down. Up and hold, down. Up and hold, down. Up and hold. Now notice I'm not dropping down very far. I have work in the backs of my shoulders to keep the arms up behind me. Triceps are really working here. Up, 2, 3, and drop. Up, 2, 3, and drop. 5 more, and 4, and 3, 2, 1, and lower the arms down. Rise up out of your chair pose. Roll the shoulders back. So our second set, you can repeat the one we just did, or keep the elbows straight all the way through. Sink back down into your chair. Bring your arms straight back behind you. And we go up and hold, drop, up and hold, drop, up and hold. Now the reason I'm in chair pose is so I can have a slight forward angle with the upper body, so I can get gravity in the right place to work the backs of the shoulders. 6 more. 5. Wrap that transverse abdominis with tension around your body. 2 more. Up and hold. Last one. Up and hold. And soften those arms down. Come back up. Roll the shoulders. Good. Take those feet back into wide position. Bring your weights together and reach above the head. Now, if this position doesn't feel comfortable for your shoulders, you're going to come back to the one we just did one more time. Last time for triceps. Lower down into those legs. And we go down and hold, halfway up, down and hold, up, down and hold, up, down, 2, 3, up, down, 2, 3, up, exhale, up, exhale. When you exhale, brace the transverse, tighten, tighten, good. 5 more, exhale, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, now pulses, down, 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 down. Oh, feeling it in those legs, feeling it in the shoulders and triceps. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way up. Bring the arms down. Come up out of the legs. Release those weights down to the floor. Fantastic work. Shake those arms out a little bit. And then we're going to use our chair and place your right leg out onto the top of the chair and just hold it there. Now keep your pelvis nice and neutral. We're going to lift this straight leg about 1 or 2 inches off the chair and keep everything really tight. So there's no movement at all through the midsection. Keep that leg lifted. Tighten your quadricep muscle. Let's hold this 15 more seconds and breathe. Good. If you need to put it down sooner, you can. But try not to bend the knee if possible. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that heel down to the chair. Oh, wow. A lot of work there in the quad. Let's stretch forward over that leg. Take a nice hamstring stretch. Couple more breaths. Now we're going to go back to that side again, this time with a little pulse. So if you need to keep your fingertip on your chair for balance, I've got it reaching out here to the top of the chair so I can help to support. Lift that right foot about 1 inch off the chair and pulse, pulse. Now, if you're not using your chair for balance, hands can be at your hips or in genie position in front of you. Up, up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, stretch forward. Relax. That is challenging work. Now I need to stretch this quadricep out. So as you come back up, if you can grab your ankle and pull your knee down to the floor for a standing dancer pose, great. If you don't have access to grab this ankle, turn yourself around so you can put your foot behind you on your chair and then stand up really tall. And I feel a stretch here through my quad with my foot on the chair. You can add the arms reaching up if you desire. Just a couple more breaths here. And then take your time. If you have that foot on the chair, make sure you have your balance before you exit. Okay, let's switch. So left leg extends out to the chair. I have my foot flexed, but you can also point. Notice that your pelvis is neutral. See if you can pick that foot just maybe 1 inch or 2 off the chair and tighten this thigh muscle. Just hold and breathe. Wow, this side is a lot harder today. Let's hold here about 15 more seconds. Roughly a total of 30. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your foot down. Stretch over that leg. Just a brief stretch. Elongate the hamstring. Whew. We know what's coming next. One more challenge on this side. So let's come back up. If you need to keep your fingertip on the chair here for balance, feel free. Let's lift this leg about an inch off the chair and pulse up, 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 up. Try to keep the leg straight. Lift. We have 10 more lifts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. My leg's shaking. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Oh, stretch over. Did you guys stay with me? Or did you go run to the kitchen for another cup of coffee? I'll never know, will I? No. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so let's stretch this quadricep. So if you can reach the ankle, grab a hold of it. Come to your dancer pose. If that doesn't work, turn around. Place your foot back behind you. It's the one we just worked the quad on. Set it right on top of your chair and stand tall. Maybe reach your arms up for a little bit more stretch. So we are getting ready to go down to the mat. We'll be on our back for quite a while, so I want you to make sure that you get the equipment you need to make yourself comfortable when you come on down. So very carefully step off that chair if you're there. I need your hand towel with you and light to moderate hand weights. We're going to be connecting with our lats, with our triceps, and also with that transverse abdominis. So come on down onto your back. If you need a little pillow for the back of your head to keep your cervical spine in neutral, that's really important. So if you lay onto your mat and your head just naturally tips way back, then you need a little bit of support underneath your head so you can bring that to neutral spine. If your head is tipping back, it's very hard to activate the transverse abdominis to do movements here from this reclined position. So feet are on the floor, fingertips on your abs, and we're going to practice that breathing that we did standing up at the beginning of class. So we go exhale, 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 exhale. And each time you breathe out, I want you to feel your abdominals tightening. 4, 3, 2, rest. Okay, reach for your hand towel and then place it behind the back of your head. And let your elbows nice and easily hold the hand towel and relax your head right into the hand towel. Now curl your head and shoulders up as much as you can comfortably lift them off from the floor without tensing your neck, and do that breathing. Exhale, exhale. Push down, brace. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your head. Bring one knee up to tabletop. Now push your lower back down into the mat to imprint. We'll lift and lower the upper body. Rise and fall. Rise and fall. up. Now try to keep your lower back pushing into the mat to keep the transverse abdominis engaged. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Add a twist towards that top knee. 1, 2. If you can, relax your head right into that towel. 4 more rotating. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the head, shoulders, and the right foot down to the mat. Bring your left knee to table. Push your lower back down. Breathing out, exhale. Hold that imprinted position. Curl up. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Now sometimes with abdominal work, the biggest complaint is my neck hurts when I do this. So that's why we're using this hand towel today. So try to completely relax your neck muscles. Keep bracing that lower ab right down into the floor, like you're rooting a big tree trunk right into the earth. Exhale as you come up. 4 more. 3, 2. Add rotation to that left side. 1, 2, 3. This is starting to bother your back. You can set that left foot back down to the mat and keep going with the rotation. Lead with your shoulder. Keep your elbow out to the side. 8 to finish this sequence. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Excellent. Relax your arms so you can let go of that hand towel. It can create a little bit of tension in the muscles of your upper body. So keeping that lower back pushed down into the mat, bring the right knee up to table, and then the left. The right leg goes down, the left leg goes down. So it's right, left, right, left. So you can continue to do this with your head and shoulders down, or grab your hand towel and keep your head and shoulders up off of the mat as we go right, left, right, left. Push that lower back in. If you have back problems with this, instead of holding the hand towel, place your hands right underneath your sacrum and go up, up, down, down. That'll help you keep your lower back pushed into the floor. Let's do 4 more. Up, up, down, down. 3. Transverse abdominis is our primary goal here. 1 more time. Up, up, down, and rest. Good. Release. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh, and pull your knees towards you into a figure 4 stretch. Bring your arms out to the side like a T. Drop your knees over to the left to twist. And just release through your spine. Take a couple breaths. And then bring your knees back to neutral. Uncross the ankle. And we'll start by imprinting that lower back down. The left knee comes up. And then the right, left, right. Up, up, down, down. Now again, your options. You can tuck your hands underneath your sacrum to help you, or you can grab your hand towel, lift your head and shoulders up, and you just hold them up. Up, up, down, down. This is core stabilization for that transverse abdominis. It's really what we're working on here. Up, up, down. 6 more reps. Do what you can. 5. If you need to break sooner, listen to your body. 4. Push that low back into the mat. 3. Exhale to brace. 2. 1 more. Up, up, down, and rest and release. Left ankle comes across the right thigh. Pull your knees up. Open your arms out to the side. Drop your legs over to the right to get a twist. Take a couple breaths. Relaxing. So we'll be using our hand weights now. Let's bring our knees back to neutral, uncross the ankles, and grab those hand weights. I'm going to go for my 3s, whatever you have you feel comfortable with today. So we're going to do the dead bug. Not the dead LisaBug, just the dead. It's the dead grubs. Those of you that were with me last week know I have grubs in my yard. So the dead grubs. So level 1, I want you to keep your feet down onto the ground. Press your low back down into the mat. You're going to take the right arm straight above the head, over, and then the left arm goes over. Now, if you have shoulder problems and this does not feel good for you to do the straight arm lift, which is our lat pullover, then I want you to modify this to a bent elbow tricep extension and not move your shoulder. Just bend from the elbow. So you have 2 choices here. You can also do it without weights. Your next choice is to bring one leg up to table and alternate one arm and the other. If you're choosing one leg, I want you to do 3 or 4 reps and then go to the other side. When you decide to switch, you decide to switch. The next layer, of course, is both knees up in table. One arm reaches or bends, and the other. Now the full dead bug is like a spinal balance laying on our back. So when the right arm goes over the head, the left leg lengthens in opposition. Then we come back to center. Left arm, right leg. So it's just like we're on our hands and knees doing spinal balance, but we're on our back in a nice neutral spine with our lower back slightly imprinted into the floor. So let's do about another 60 seconds. I lost my windscreen again. I always blow it off there when I'm on my back. And you're doing whichever level works for you, and this is getting really hard. I've got to really connect to keep that low back down. 30 seconds. Woo. The dead grub is the name of this exercise now. Good job. Keep it going, keep it going. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Weights are down. Now just press into your feet and lift your hips up into a bridge. Draw your shoulders together a little bit. Press evenly into both feet and hold. Now as you're holding this bridge, tighten your glutes, the backs of your legs, slightly releasing your quads and your hip flexors. And take a couple more breaths here. And then exhale, come down. Hug your knees right into your chest and circle them a couple of times each direction. Reversing. Now we are going to do a hamstring stretch with an option to reactivate the transverse abdominis with that forceful exhale breath tightening through the deep muscle fibers. So what I'd like you to do is extend your left leg down onto the mat, hug your right knee into your chest, and then begin to lengthen that leg up any amount. And you can use your yoga strap or you can use your hand towel to give yourself a stretch up. Find a good range of motion here. And then your option, if you desire to do this, is to curl your head and shoulders up, look down toward your abs, and then we'll take 10 breaths, exhaling out, drawing the belly down. 10, 9, exhale. 4, 2, and 1. Relax head and shoulders. And then switch to the other leg. We'll lengthen the right leg long. Hug your left knee up to your chest. Then extend that leg up any amount to feel the stretch in your hamstring, maybe using your hand towel or your yoga strap. Now, if you don't want to work on the breathing, you could just relax here and hold your stretch. Or let's give it a go. We'll curl head and shoulders up, flatten your abdominals, and each time you breathe out, flatten down. 10 breaths. 5 more. And relax head and shoulders down. Release that strap. Roll over onto your side. And gently press yourself up. Come to a nice simple cross-legged pose where you can have a seat in your chair and lengthen your spine. And just notice, maybe close your eyes for a couple of breaths. Notice the abdominal region. Noticing your shoulders. Find a good neutral spine. And then we'll rotate over to the right side by reaching the right hand across to the left knee. Look behind you. Again, you can just hold this stretch, or if you'd like to work on the breath to activate that transverse, as you hold the twist, we'll do 10 breaths, tightening on each exhalation. Inhale deeply and begin. And then release the twist. Now, sometimes that breath makes you a little bit lightheaded, So if you don't want to do 10 breaths and you can maybe get 3 or 4 just to activate the muscles, that's great too. Reach across with the right hand, reach behind you with the left, find your twist, really look over the shoulder, and then either just staying here, enjoying this range of motion, or 10 breaths. Inhale and begin. You're pulling those abs in on each breath. 3 more. And come back to center. Separate your feet to the soles of the feet are touching. Open those knees out into Baddha Konasana. Lengthen your spine and fold through the center. Give your lower back a nice stretch, your inner thighs, your hips. And just soften to an easy breath rhythm, allowing the belly to completely relax here. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then rising up, you can keep your legs in this diamond shape or come to a more comfortable position, either setting the legs out wide or out in front of you. And we'll take the right arm to bring it across and hug it in. Look to the right, opposing directions. And then look back to the center, release that arm, take the left arm across to give the shoulder and the tricep a slight release, looking over the left shoulder. And come back to center, expand through the chest, pulling your shoulder blades back, opening the heart. And then either bring your hands to your hips and to continue pulling your shoulder blades back, or reach your hands behind you to clasp the hands, or to grab your hand towel behind your body and open up through the chest. You can create some movement in your neck here if you'd like to tip your head a little bit from side to side, or do some slight half circle rolls around. And then bring your head back to neutral. Release the hands from behind your back. We'll take a breath in, reach up. A side stretch over to the right, breathe out. Breathe in, reach up. And a side stretch over to the left. And breathe in, reach up to finish. And everyone said, nicely done today, everyone. I hope the body feels good. If you can stay with me for a couple of minutes, that would be great. And I'd also like to chat with you about some great ideas for next month. I've gotten some good suggestions from Judith. So if anybody else has some suggestions for where we'd like to go next month, that would be amazing. Otherwise, I'll see you in yoga on Thursday.